You're watching Election 2019 coverage from WBONTV.com.
Current Agriculture Commissioner Ryan Quarles seemingly has a proven track record of avoiding half measures and going above and beyond. Taking a look at his educational background and political history, including a recent doctoral degree as well as serving in the Kentucky House of Representatives at a relatively young age, is enough to confirm this fact. During his 2-minute sit-down, Quarles explains he is now investing this energy in his re-election campaigning, where he says he has visited virtually every corner of the Commonwealth. Growing up on a tobacco farm, Quarles says he is uniquely qualified for the position, and although the crop is no longer number one in the Commonwealth, he is ready to take hemp to the next level to both bolster Kentucky farmers as well as provide much-needed revenue statewide. Quarles also notes the thriving bourbon industry and says a new milestone has recently been met as the amount of Kentucky Proud corn going into the liquor is record-breaking. Lastly, he finishes by stating that he is proud to have served for the Commonwealth and wants to continue as the voice of rural Kentucky, adding he is a key communicator and has a proven record with the department.
I knew that this was an office I wanted to seek at a young age because as a farm kid going to the state fair, I got to see the Commissioner of Agriculture in action, working with our youth, but also solving problems. As Commissioner, I've taken a lot of pride in the fact that we've grown Kentucky Proud to over 8,000 members now, who are using our state's most successful marketing program to market their goods and services. We've opened up trade with China for our equine industry, which has really helped out a lot of the folks here in central Kentucky. I think that growing up on a farm, particularly in a tobacco patch, has made me a qualified candidate for this office. It's about caring for the issues that affect Kentucky farm families, such as access to health care, rural broadband internet. Tobacco used to be the king crop in Kentucky. 85,000 Kentucky farm families grew a crop that brought in over $1 billion each year. That's just not the case anymore. We're bringing back hemp in a big way. We had over $18 million paid to Kentucky farmers last year and over $60 million of legally processed product sold to Americans from Kentucky last year. We take a lot of pride in that. And of course, you can't talk about agriculture in Kentucky without mentioning our thriving equine industry and our bourbon industry. And for the first time in modern history, we have more Kentucky corn going into Kentucky bourbon than ever before. When I became commissioner over 3 years ago, I made a deliberate decision to make sure we put the research into the hands of the private sector. Instead of restricting it just to a few people, a few companies, or a few research campuses, we wanted people who had an interest in it to get involved. And because of that, Kentucky is the leading edge of the spear. 1 in 5 Kentucky school children and 1 in 6 Kentuckians are food insecure. And as the guy that represents an industry that has an abundance of food, representing farmers who are good at raising crops and raising livestock, I knew we could do a better job. And as long as I'm commissioner, we're not going to ignore a problem that exists in every city, county, and community in Kentucky, is that we're going to address food insecurity because as a farm kid, we can take care of those less fortunate, and it's the right thing to do. I love my job, and I love agriculture. It's been an honor to serve as your Commissioner of Agriculture, and I'm asking for the opportunity to continue serving as your voice of rural Kentucky. It's important that we have someone that not only understands this industry, but also can be a key communicator with consumers and voters all across our Commonwealth. We've run Department of Agriculture in a responsible way, and with this year's election and your vote, I hope we can continue to run a Department of Agriculture that makes Kentucky proud.
You're watching Election 2019 coverage from WBONTV.com.